In the Field updates on Market Journal are supported by the Nebraska Corn Board. From cows to corn now, it is that time of the year where we like to check in on what's happening out and about in the field. All field work has begun for many area producers. Some rain did slow them down in the middle of the week. That was the case for our first guest of the season, who I had the chance to visit with on Wednesday morning. Joining us now for our first In the Field update of 2024 is Minden, Nebraska farmer Dan Christensen. Dan, thanks for the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
Well, you're not in the field, I guess, as our segment is called, because you got some rain midweek. Talk about how much rain you guys had near Minden.
Yeah, around the board, we probably had around a half inch to an inch. So, and it was a blessing. We have been very dry with all the wind. I think we've had 10 inches of wind, is what you call it, I guess, in perspective to that. So it's been very dry here. A lot of field work has been done. A lot of guys have gotten fertilizing done. Not too many planters have rolled yet, just besides trying to make sure everything works. So,
okay, let's go back to I guess the last growing season as you kind of wrapped up harvest. How were you guys sitting in terms of moisture? Was it a tough year on that front?
Yeah, it was. Harvest seemed to go pretty quick actually, just because we didn't have hardly any weather delays. Like I'd say the last 2 years for us have been pretty dry. I remember last planting season, it was hard to get stuff on the ground. I think in some spots you'll have that as well this year. I hope we're not planting next week because I hope it's raining. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so when it does come to planting here for the 2024 crop, where are you going to start in terms of corn versus soybeans?
Well, we'll probably have a planter rolling on both. Next week is kind of our first starting day for seed corn, so we'll probably do a little bit of beans and start into a seed corn.
It's interesting on the seed corn front. I don't know a ton about that, so help me understand a bit about the process when it comes to planting the seed corn. You got kind of a date and time that's you're instructed on that front?
Yeah, it's actually going to be a experience for us as well. This is our first growing season doing seed corn on our farm. They kind of have a date set in stone. Not necessarily rain nor shine, but they have a date set in stone with the male planting and the female planting. It'll be an experience for us as well.
Quite a few people, kind of the central part of the state, they'll call it, Dan, do grow seed corn. When it comes to adding that to your operation in 2024, what were some of the considerations you were factoring in there?
Well, obviously the market price of things, corn and soybeans and all that whippy. And then, I guess just that niche market, finding another niche to the farm. We've just been continuous corn and soybeans. There is a benefit of doing seed on the economic side of things, but just to find that little niche that we can get ourselves into, I think goes a long ways.
I have to imagine that field work you referenced a minute or so ago is all but wrapped up at this point. What kind of fertilizer planter host guys doing ahead of getting in the fields?
Sorry, what was that, Bryce?
Yeah, what kind of fertilizer in general do you guys do before getting into the fields for the spring planting, Dan?
Yeah, so we do side dress fertilizing with the Coulter rig, and then we do a lot of vertical tillage, mainly just to get rid of the trash and then have a nice seed bed. And then we have anywhere from sandy ground to heavy ground, so we kind of do no-till on the sand ground just so the erosion and everything like that. So.
When you do get to planting, what's your favorite part to the planting season in the spring?
Honestly, I love listening to baseball. Husker baseball on the radio. It's probably the more fun thing about planting. It's just kind of nice to sit back and relax and figure out all the gizmo and gadgets again, because it's been a month or two.